Welcome to AI and Web3 Simply. I'm your host, Ayman Itani. I'm joined with my colleagues, Jad and MG, with nice smiles on their faces. We're here to talk more, helping you understand AI and Web3, what's happening in business and governments. Hello, Jad. Hello, MG.
Hi, Ayman. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good.
GM.
What topics do we have for today?
MG, want to take the first one or should I? Yep, let's go.
Sure,
I think it's about X.
It is about X. How'd you know that?
Of course it is.
Yeah,
It's on top.
yeah, it is on top. Ayman, you know that you are a premium subscriber to X, so maybe you can let me know if you've seen this feature roll
I
out.
checked. I don't have it, but go ahead, explain it.
Oh, you're sure you don't have it? Okay. So basically, Elon he announced that he's introducing stories to X. But our perception of stories is what we see on Instagram. You see these stories, these 24-hour stories, the ones on Snapchat. But this is a different type of stories because he's incorporating Grok AI into this. So what this is building on the notion that Twitter or X is a news app. People want to know what's happening in the now. So what happens is the For You page basically displays what the people around you are talking about, what stories they are discussing, and gives you a brief summary of every headline. So basically you open the app, you see the For You. Let's say Apple's latest event. So-and-so are talking about the Apple iPad and how it's the thinnest iPad that has ever launched. And then the next topic, this event has been launched. So they're leaning into this topic of being the news app and being on the front of what's the trend right now, what people are talking about, because they have the hashtags, but people always have to scroll their timelines. They have to enter into the hashtags to see what people are actually discussing. This is their way to simplify it and saying, guys, here are the stories that people are discussing. If you want to pitch in, this is what they are saying, and you have to say what you have to say. Have you seen it or not yet?
I've been using Grok for analysis of the news and what is the latest in terms of news stories. So I've been asking questions: what are the top news today in Dubai? What are topics in AI and Web3 I should know about today? It has been helpful somewhat. So many times when I asked it about the news, what are the latest updates in Dubai, Grok would give me, old news that it's a few weeks old. I have to go and say, look, I asked for today, please do today. Then it corrects itself and gives me more updated news. I love about it that it gives me tweets, examples of tweets, if I want to dive more into that. But I feel it's having Grok for a news summary and what's trending in your following list or what's trending on X in terms of topics. I think it can do a good job as it grows forward.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that you have to tell it again to go back and correct itself, because one user told us what he saw in the prompt that Grok saying is that Grok can make mistakes, so please go in, verify, and see if this is actually what's going on. So they are aware. I mean, we've known that the what's it called, the OpenAI ChatGPT, it hallucinates sometimes. It hallucinates sometimes.
What's it called? It drives everything. It is the poster child for AI.
No, we're so talking. Yeah, its name slipped out of my head, Ayman. But yeah, so we know that they hallucinate, and Grok is just aware of it. So it just says that it can make mistakes.
That's good. That's good. Is there anything visual we can see?
Oh yeah, sure thing. We're gonna play a short clip.
X has just launched a new feature called Stories. Stories will use Grok AI, an AI technology developed by Elon Musk's company Shy, to summarize trending topics on the platform. By summarizing trending topics, Grok AI will bring latest news in condensed and short format. Currently, Stories is only available for X Premium subscribers. You'll find it displayed in the For You tab of the Explore section. This feature offers X Premium users a quick and convenient way to catch up on what people are talking about on the platform. Since the news will be generated solely through tweets, it provides a unique perspective on the news cycle.
Yeah, so that's basically it. I can see definitely a useful feature, because if maybe I'm following up on the, let's say, crypto market, and a sudden crash happens like it always does, I always go into Twitter to see what the people are talking about, and I always have to scan a few tweets to make sure that the info I got is the real info that's happening in the market. So having a summary of what just happened may be useful to most people.
Grok, the AI tool within X, has a significant advantage that it has real-time updates from specialists, from people who are in the know, from articles that people are sharing. So they have a strong use base to start with of content and access to information. So I think that makes Grok, the AI of X, have a significant advantage to other AI tools.
Yeah, Emma, one question to you about Grok. You mentioned that you use it sometimes to generate tweets or maybe to get tweet ideas. Do you feel that since Grok is embedded within X or within Twitter, does it perform better on generating these tweets than, let's say, ChatGPT?
I haven't spent enough time and effort on Grok in terms of tweet generation. I've been more using it as my window into what's happening real time. So I ask it questions about a certain news story or a topic, and then it gives me its own analysis of this. And then what I love, it gives me 3 or 4 tweets of what others have said, so representative tweets on this. So I like that because I get the understanding and the analysis from the AI tool, and then I have access to some of the sources that it checked, and I go and check those. It gives me comfort, and I can zoom more into it, and I can find more accounts to follow.
Yeah, that's dope. So
What's next?
Jad, yeah, hit us.
Yep. So I'm gonna start with the video and then move on to the news. All right, so the video we watch is basically, it's a 1 minute, we watch 10 seconds. All of the shots that we saw are generated by OpenAI's model, Sora. It's the video generator of OpenAI. So this is basically, it will be much longer, I think between 3 to 5 minutes. And it's supposed to be a video clip for a music video. The official one will be released in 28 June. And now, for a fact, in the AI industry, we have like 2 main competitors or sides, which is OpenAI and Microsoft, competing with Google, and Google firing back or adding more features and so on. So another thing that was released today is OpenAI's search engine. So I just want to know where's OpenAI heading? So they're going to take a piece of Google search engine. That's one. They're gonna take over the whole video footage industry, so no more Shutterstock or any other stock footage, and it costs way less. So what are OpenAI trying to do? Move our whole lives to OpenAI or what?
Jad, what I feel that they're at least trying to do is making it more accessible, because if you remember, we discussed that they removed this feature of having to sign into an account in order for you to use ChatGPT. So the next logical step is getting something that people are familiar with inside ChatGPT, which is browsers. Instead of having a chatbot, usually people go on browsers and search online. So I think this is just a natural step into having more people use their platform. And so they depend on more users getting more subscriptions and grow their revenues.
Yep, and also I remember like 2 years ago we were working on a short video, 10 seconds. Ayman chose 2 or 3 videos from Shutterstock. I was paying and buying. The total checkout amount was like 800 euros. I'm like, what? It's a 10-second video. Why do I need to pay 800 euros? So yeah, I think this will definitely save a lot of resources for video production. And also there's a video production company that put on hold an expansion worth $800 million because of Sora.
I was on live TV this morning answering questions about the search engine that is search engine that's powered by ChatGPT, and what does that mean for Google and for others. The search engine business is $200 billion a year, the B. Google owns more than 91% of that business. So for more than 20 years, there are so many companies that are trying to take a piece of Google's search revenue. You have the small, tiny startups, all the way up to the large companies like Apple, Microsoft, and others. And they have not been able to do that for now. However, with ChatGPT being a strong contender in terms of AI and having a search engine as a front interface, they are one of the serious threats to Google, and Microsoft saw that early on, and that's why they invested billions of dollars, because that gives them a significant chance to properly compete with Google on when it comes to search, and that's why they invested early on in OpenAI. Now, it doesn't mean if I assume today that ChatGPT search is better than Google and it's the most effective and it's the golden bullet, it's going to take years, 3 to 5 years, until it becomes the leading standard, until people start to use this as the default. However, Google's not sitting idle. It's not like they're sitting idle and they don't know what to do. They know what to do. They have the people to do this. They have the money. They recognize the threat, and they know that they're going to have to do something significantly different, even at the expense of losing direct ad revenue, in order to continue to compete. So I think we'll have an answer in 2 years, not in 2 weeks, but in 2 years we'll have an answer for where search is heading from an AI perspective, but not today.
Yeah, Ayman, I feel like it also might take a big move. Like one of the giants, like we know that Google and Apple have their agreement that all iPhones, the default browser is Google. So I think it might take maybe Samsung to adopt.
It's a $20 billion a year type of agreement.
Yeah, it's a huge agreement. So I think for us to see like this a huge leap, because Google is so embedded in everything that we do every day. We're so used to it, and to have this drastic shift, I think the consumers are going to have to be forced to seeing ChatGPT every day on their screens in order for this shift to happen.
What other topics do we have?
Yeah, we have something also in the about Meta. So also speaking about ads, Meta usually they always update and they always enhance their basically their what's it called, the ad thingy, the one that runs ad in the.
You're on fire today. You're on fire today, MG. This AI company, I think it's called ChatGPT.
I'm on top. Anyway, their ads manager. Yeah, I just remember it. So they're always enhancing it.
Jad, restart MG.
Yeah, no, I'm back.
Give me a second.
I'm back. Okay, so they're always enhancing it, and the latest feature that they added is that they're allowing advertisers to use AI to not only enhance their photos but also change the whole layout of their photos. And this is where the controversy happens, because usually advertisers should show the actual footage or the actual photo of what's being sold. I'm going to show you an example of, let's say, what it does. Take this example of a coffee shot and how it can give it different layouts in different contexts. So for example, for this one, it's a simple shot. It can give you alternative images that you can use, similar to how it used to give you alternative texts that you can use. But for example, imagine you selling a specific product and having to generate it in different colors that are not available, or having to generate different sizes or different forms. So this is where the controversy starts to happen. And I think that Meta still hasn't found the best guidelines to restrict this from taking over, because they mentioned that they do have guidelines so that people don't abuse it for like explicit content or so on. But I think this feature is not in the right place in Ads Manager. People can use it to enhance texts. I mean, it's definitely good to enhance text, but to change alter the whole image by itself, I don't think that's the best move for advertisers.
A good portion of Meta's advertisers are small businesses, and small businesses suffer with being able to run ads properly in terms of choosing the right images, being able to refresh images frequently enough for the ads to perform well, changing texts and updating text for good ads. So, and it's in Meta's best interest for advertisers to do better, because if their ads perform better, these businesses will spend more money on advertising. And also from a user perspective, if the ad makes more sense and is nicer, it is less intrusive and less annoying relatively. So Meta is creating AI tools to help these businesses better create images and text in their advertisements. So they would do things on your behalf as a small business, making it easier for you to rely less on external parties. You're in the Meta's ad interface. You can type text changes and it will change and update your images. You can ask it to update certain text, so that can help businesses better advertise and have better results. And since already Meta is building its own open source AI tool, which in the video demos we've been seeing that it's super fast to update in terms of results and content, then it's natural for them to integrate it in all of their products, including the ad manager.
Yeah, I do see that. I do see that, since the end goal is boosting their revenues. So just making anything easier for these small businesses that maybe don't want to pay the extra subscription to, let's say, Canva or Adobe or whatever, just having that feature embedded in. I can see that being as a stepping stone for people to use ads more often, maybe to spend more and to diversify their, let's say, campaigns.
What other topics do we have?
Yeah, I wanted to add my opinion on this. So I think this is a good AI update for Meta, but for their other updates, so it's been like 3 months, I never used the ad manager. I opened it last week. Everything is changed. They chose my budget, they chose my target, they chose everything, and I couldn't understand. I wanted to change it. Like, based on what did you choose my target? I didn't even choose the ad itself. So yeah, I don't like the first part of their AI, but yeah, I think, as you mentioned, this could benefit some creators.
So
Meta.
you're completing Jad as a user who knows. You should think of
Yeah.
a user who doesn't know. They logged in. Wait, you've chosen for me my target audience. You've suggested images for me. You suggested text. Great. I'll choose this, this, and this, and promote it. Let's go.
Yeah. I was gonna build on what Ayman just said, because they kind of boast about this advanced, these Facebook ad advanced the feature that they have is that, oh no, you just set your budget. Maybe you set your budget. We'll handle all the audience. We'll handle the ages. We'll show your ads to people who are most likely to click on the ad, who are most likely to do the purchase. You don't have to do that stuff. So I think in a way that they're boasting about these features, and just like Ayman said, for people who are not maybe knowledgeable like you are in Ads Manager, they can see this as a huge bonus.
Yep, I agree. And let's continue with the AI news. Last week we discussed a bit about Dubai's AI plans, the blueprint for AI. And it only took a week so they can start actioning on it. They actually planned the first event, which is happening in early June, I think, which is an AI retreat. So I know about relaxing retreats, yoga retreats, but AI retreats, that's the first time I'm hearing about it. Yep, definitely. It will happen at the Museum of the Future and the Jumeirah Towers, and it will be mostly for networking, discussing how to improve AI, passing new regulations for AI, and so on. So basically, I think this is a community event, and I know for a fact that there is another AI event happening soon, which is an AI prompting engineer competition with prizes up to 300K pennies. But yeah.
300 pennies. He's used to saying pennies after every big amount.
Yeah, we're back in the world market.
I love the AI retreat concept and how you position the chat. So from now on, I'm going to say people go to yoga retreats. I go to AI retreats. I love that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It also fits in with your initials, Ayman.
Actually, MG, that's the problem. Every time I'm naming a project, He tells me, "Is AI, is it my project or AI artificial intelligence?" Let's
How confusing is that, Ayman?
very
Because when working with a team, there's there are company projects and there are personal projects. And before there used to be AI dash whatever, but now when I ask for tasks for AI, they're like, okay, is it an AI artificial intelligence themed project or is it AI as in yours? So yes, it has not been. We don't have an answer yet. Internally, I try to use AI.com or AI or ArtInt, but no.
Wow. Yeah.
So
So
we don't have an answer.
so upcoming events, are they like ticketed? What's going to happen, or are they just part of the roadmap that they launched last week?
yeah, it's part of their blueprint. And yeah, this is it. No, it's not a ticketed event, so only select people will be accepted to go attend it.
Wow.
There is a form, you apply it, your designation, position, company name, and so on. And this is the key discussions. Basically, it's more like a networking event, and it's part of their first event under the Dubai blueprint.
Yeah, big moves by by UAE. Always big moves.
Definitely. I think they're setting the AI example globally.
Yeah, 100%.
When governments move into AI, they tend to move into a regulation. Let's structure it. Let's block a few things. Let's identify key players and start to listen from them to see what we need to do. So what Dubai is doing differently is they are accelerating everything. So the business sector has not fully embraced AI, but the government is, and it's creating AI blueprints for all of the government entities to have their own AI projects and to have their own chief AI officer, their own AI teams, their own AI use cases. So what's going to happen is all of the businesses are going to have to keep up. They're going to, if the government is doing it, they have to do this. The expectations of the users will be much, much higher from businesses because the government is doing this. Plus, this provides a healthy environment for businesses to create AI companies, to hire AI people, because if the government is pushing it, that means they're pro AI. That means whatever we're doing from our side as a business to do this is definitely in line with any business growth, because businesses need stability, they need forward-looking economies, forward-looking regulation, and this is what the Emirates is providing.
Yeah, I love that.
Ayman? Yeah, I wanted to ask, since we're talking about governments and AI, so most of the news about governments that they're partnering with an already established large language model or OpenAI, like Dublin to create their travel agent powered by AI, or Iceland to preserve their Icelandic language. But for the UAE, they're focusing on building their own LLMs like Falcon. So they're helping businesses in the UAE build more LLMs and not establish partnerships with OpenAI or other LLMs. So what do you suggest is better for governments? Is it focus on building more large language models or partner with existing ones?
So what the Emirates is doing, it's doing it all. So it's working on regulation. It's working on building partnerships directly with people like OpenAI, Meta, Microsoft, and others. It's helping other semi-government entities and other businesses build their own LLMs. It's helping attract and build data centers inside the country so that the data that is analyzed by AI complies with the requirements of keeping them inside the country. And also, it's much faster when you're physically within the same country. They are creating licenses for businesses who want to create dedicated AI licenses. So all of that together will help create an environment for businesses and government entities to thrive. So there's no inclination yet towards one preference or another, especially that AI continues to change and evolve. And what I really like about the initiatives of the governments and the Emirates is they recognize that AI is changing and evolving very, very quickly. So they have specific touch points to revisit regulation, initiatives, projects to properly adapt to AI. So that's definitely long-term focus.
All right. And our last topic of the day, I think, is a bit controversial for some people. Ooh. Some altmen said that GPT-4 is the dumbest model any of you will ever use again. And for me, this is huge. Like I use GPT-4 and I'm like,
when he spoke about controversial, I was thinking, what's controversial? It
Yeah.
has to do with topics that people argue about all the time: politics, religion, sex, organization. And then he says, Sam Altman was like, okay, all right, you lost me at Sam.
Yeah, it's like when Apple released the Vision Pro and said this is the dumbest version of the Vision Pro because it's only going to get better from here. So I totally understand that point. GPT-4 is very much capable at this stage, and people are used to what it can do, but it can get much faster, much advanced in really no time.
Yep, like for me, GPT-4 is powerful. Half of the stuff I used to do, I don't do it anymore. GPT-4 does it for me. So Sam Altman saying that this is a dumb model and we won't see it again. Like, what are we waiting for? What's happening later on?
I attended a training course about AI. It was largely San Francisco based for a specific cohorts. And one of the guest speakers that they brought into the course was somebody who works at OpenAI. I think it was the COO, if I'm not mistaken. And the message was, and that was 6 months ago, was that the GPT that we're super excited about today, people are using, is nothing compared to what's coming. And he said that in 2 years from now, we won't recognize the AI that we have and see today. And 2 years after that, it's going to be even unrecognizable even further. So we're very early when it comes to AI and what AI can do. And the earlier we use it, the more we try and experiment and figure things out, we're in a better position. And this applies to you as a person, wherever you're employed. If you're employed in a government entity, a business, a startup, or a student. So the earlier you use it, you're improving your own personal career, because any organization that you're in, even if they say they don't like AI or they won't be using AI, they will use AI in a year or 2 or 3, and they'll need people who know about this stuff, who are can identify what's a good use case for my organization to use AI. How can you use it in your own day-to-day? So all of that, the earlier you learn how to do this, you're in a much better position, whether personally in your career or as an organization.
Yeah, I feel like companies that say they're against using these ChatGPT-like models, they're just shooting themselves in the foot, because why not use a tool that enhances productivity, that makes a lot of stuff easier, that generates a lot of stuff faster? So at the end of the day, it's their policies, but their loss.
Are we good for the topics for today?
Good for my end.
For today.
Thank you, Jad and Amji. That's it from us for today. The topics we tend to focus on are the impact of AI for government entities and businesses. Every Thursday at 5 p.m. UAE is when we show up on X and YouTube. We'd love to see you again next week. Thank you.
Ciao.